When we flip a switch today, light fills the room instantly. It feels so normal, so effortless, that we rarely stop to ask, where did electricity come from? Was electricity discovered by accident? Or was it the result of brilliant scientific thinking? The truth is, electricity was not invented in a single moment. It was uncovered slowly, over thousands of years. Through curiosity, strange observations, risky experiments, and moments of pure genius. Generation after generation asked questions about the mysterious force they could not see, yet could feel. A force that would one day power the entire world. This is not just the story of electricity. It is the story of human curiosity itself. Our journey begins over 2,600 years ago, in the ancient world of Greece. A civilization filled with thinkers, philosophers, and endless curiosity about nature. One philosopher, Thales of Miletus, noticed something unusual. A small mystery hidden in an ordinary object. When he rubbed amber, hardened tree resin, with fur, it began attracting dust, feathers, and other tiny objects. He didn't know it, but he had just witnessed humanity's first recorded observation of static electricity. The Greek word for amber was electron, a word that, centuries later, would give rise to the modern term. At this stage, electricity was not a science, not a tool, not something to control. It was simply a mystery, a strange behavior of nature that no one yet understood. For nearly 2,000 years, electricity remained an unsolved mystery, observed, but never truly understood. Then, in the late 1500s, an English scientist named William Gilbert began to study this strange force seriously. Gilbert was among the first to replace guessing with controlled experiments. Instead of asking why something happened, he asked how it behaved, again and again. He discovered that amber was not unique. Many materials could produce these strange effects. He coined a new term, electricus, meaning like amber. For the first time, this mysterious behavior had a scientific name. Gilbert also proved something revolutionary: magnetism and electricity were not the same force. They were entirely different phenomena. With Gilbert's work, electricity was no longer treated as magic. It had entered the realm of investigation, measurement, and science. By the 1700s, scientists had begun to understand electricity. But one mystery remained. Could the most powerful force in the sky, lightning, be the same phenomenon? In 1752, American scientist Benjamin Franklin decided to ask a bold, and incredibly dangerous, question: is lightning actually electricity? To find the answer, he flew a kite directly into a thunderstorm, with a metal key attached to the string. As the storm charged the air, sparks leapt from the key to his hand. In that moment, Franklin proved something extraordinary: lightning is electrical energy. This discovery connected electricity directly to nature itself, and led to inventions like the lightning rod, technology that still protects buildings today. It was no longer just curiosity. Electricity was becoming something humanity could understand, predict, and control. By the late 1700s, scientists knew electricity was real. But there was one major problem. It never lasted. Electricity could only be created briefly, like static shocks or lightning. There was no steady source of power. Then, in 1800, an Italian scientist named Alessandro Volta changed everything. He built something simple, yet revolutionary. By stacking layers of zinc, copper, and saltwater-soaked cloth, Volta created the world's first battery. For the first time in history, electricity didn't vanish. It flowed continuously. A steady stream of energy, what we now call electric current. For the first time, humans could generate electricity whenever they wanted. Not from storms, not from friction, but on demand. Modern batteries, from your phone to electric cars, still follow the same basic principle Volta discovered more than 2 centuries ago. Electricity was no longer just understood. It had become power. By the 1830s, electricity could be generated using batteries. But scientists still wondered, could electricity be created in another way? An English scientist named Michael Faraday began exploring the mysterious relationship between electricity and magnetism. Then he noticed something extraordinary. When he moved a magnet near a wire, electricity was produced. This phenomenon became known as electromagnetic induction, the principle that moving magnetic fields can create electric current. This discovery became the foundation of electric generators, power plants, and modern energy production. Faraday had discovered how to turn motion into electricity. Every time a turbine spins, in a dam, a wind farm, or a power station, it is using the principle he uncovered. What began as a small movement of a magnet near a wire now powers the modern world. By the mid-1800s, electricity could be generated, controlled, and used. But scientists still did not fully understand what it truly was. Then came a Scottish physicist who would change everything: James Clerk Maxwell. Maxwell developed a set of mathematical equations that revealed something astonishing. Electricity and magnetism were not separate forces. They were two parts of the same fundamental phenomenon. He showed that changes in electric and magnetic fields travel outward as waves, moving through space itself. And then came the breathtaking conclusion: light itself is an electromagnetic wave. Others had observed electricity. Others had harnessed it. But Maxwell explained it at the most fundamental level. Today, electricity powers nearly every part of our lives. It powers communication, hospitals, computers, transportation, the internet, and entire civilizations. And yet, this incredible system began with simple questions and a few curious experiments. From philosophers observing amber, to scientists flying kites in thunderstorms, to experiments with magnets, wires, and metal plates. Without those early thinkers and their curiosity, our modern world simply wouldn't exist. Electricity didn't just change technology, it changed civilization. The story of electricity teaches us something powerful. Great discoveries don't always begin with answers. They begin with questions. A piece of amber, a risky kite, a spinning magnet. Small moments of curiosity led to one of humanity's greatest achievements. Curiosity doesn't just answer questions. It changes the world.